Welcome to the New Hollywood Show. Hey, we're doing our best to bring you new shows every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. We got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. Man, writers, they're not getting paid. Not getting paid right now. We're talking about that. Hey, AI again. AI again. Yeah, we're going to be talking about some AI stuff tonight. And hey, are the Oscars wicked or what? Oscars are wicked this year. We're going to talk about that. And we're going to get into a whole lot more. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Hello, free thinkers, Hollywood professionals, and creatives worldwide. I am Tatum Shank. We are Hollywood for Freedom, and this is our podcast to stay connected with you, our community of free thinking industry professionals and fellow like-minded patriots. Look, as creatives, you know you're responsible for shaping the hearts and minds of our culture. What you create matters, and what we believe matters, which is this. We believe wholesome ideals and traditional values create a healthy culture. We believe in personal autonomy, freedom, and being a free thinker is crucial. All right. We believe you can be a healthy creative working in Hollywood, or better yet, the new Hollywood that we're creating. All right. Look, if you're not yet a member of our database, make sure you're going to the website, hollywoodforfreedom.com. You can join the database for free if you're an industry professional or a supporter. Our strength is in our numbers, so please join the movement. And look, we don't trust big tech. You know, there's been some rumblings lately that the shield's down, but we're not trusting them. Find us on Rumble and X, where we can always speak freely of censorship. We're also on Apple Podcasts now. If you want to listen into the show over there, check us out. But please click on those links in the description to join us. Share these links with others so we can get more people checking out our show here and being a part of Hollywood for Freedom. Okay. All right, let's get going here and get my co-host for the show in today. As always, he's one of the co-founders of Hollywood for Freedom. He's the producer of this show, making things happen. He's the almost always dapper Mr. Timothy Glover.
Hey Tatum, I'm pretty dapper today. I'm bringing it all. I'm bringing it all today. Yeah, there's so much to talk about. This new year is awesome. Off to a big start. We've got Oscars coming up. We've got the industry treating the workers like crap, and then we've got AI who's going to take it all over. So I mean, what else is there to talk about? There's just so much.
Well, there's a few other things. Baldwin's got a show, and we'll get into some things. We'll see.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing, right?
Right, I know. So listen, we caught you the other day, not as dapper. I got to have you honest. We caught you the other day, not as dapper as normal, but almost always dapper. Tim, thanks for being here. And our third co-host today, he's also a co-founder of Hollywood for Freedom. He's an actor, a producer, and the recently pardoned Siaka Massaquoi. Siaka.
Hey. Case was dismissed, brother. I wasn't pardoned or nothing. All charges dropped, my friend. It's a whole different thing. I was not found guilty of a dang thing. And I'm a free man. I got all the shackles off my shoulders. I can talk about anything. I can name names.
Nice. Okay, so all right, so maybe the terminology is a little off there. Pardoned, I thought you got a full pardon, which means it doesn't count. Never was there. Is that what you're saying?
No, full pardon doesn't mean it was never there. It still means it was there.
Oh, so you just got dismissed completely. So
dismissed.
Yeah, he wasn't pardoned, and there was no conviction, nothing to overturn.
Yeah, exactly. So I was never convicted. I can still say no when buying a gun.
Right.
And
that's super important too. Like, you don't want that thing. You didn't deserve any of that. So.
Oh, I see.
Thank you, brother.
I didn't make that connection. Yeah. You don't have to be pardoned if you're not guilty of doing anything. That makes sense.
The only thing I do miss about that, not like the going through all the process, is the fact that I've seen online with the J6 groups, people got some really cool letters from President Trump about being pardoned.
Oh yeah,
that was like,
nice.
You know what? I'll just get the hat. I'm good.
Right. Well, it's glad to have you back, pal. It's we missed you last week. Nobody else will miss you though, because you're not gonna see that, but we're gonna see this one today, and we're gonna be full of good info.
Yeah, last week we just want to let people know that there was a bit of a technical glitch, so that episode never made it to air. So that's why we are coming back this week, all energetic and all ready to go.
Yeah.
Glitch free, people. Glitch free.
Praying for glitch free today. That's right.
Yeah, praying for glitch free.
Praying for glitch free. But hey, listen, we do have a Tim's poll this week. What do you? What's your Tim's poll? Tim's poll. What do you got, Tim? What's your poll this week?
Yeah. So this poll this week is, I mean, we're going to be talking about the Oscars that are coming up. We're going to be talking about that later. And so this poll is in that regard. Are you going to watch the Oscars this year? Yes or no? It's quite a simple one.
Okay, I can answer it right now. No. Absolutely not.
And no. So you got two, at least two for no. Right. So we'll go ahead and we'll see what everyone else says.
So drop that in the chat. Yes. Are you going to watch the Oscars? Yes or no? No judgment here. If you are going to watch them, you might have your reasons.
It's turned into such a nothing burger. I must admit, as I was preparing for this show, I thought to myself, hang on, don't I usually receive all the screeners each year? Oh, it's all digital now. I should go check. And so I went up and I looked on my accounts, looked through my email and found, I've all these screeners I can watch. But I hadn't. I hadn't bothered because
good for you. Still connected. You're still connected. Siaka and I, on the other hand, we do not get screeners because we are clear of the union. Yeah. We're no longer a part of that place, so they don't send us.
Hey, Tim, I like how you had to dig through your emails.
I did. I dug through. I typed in Producers Guild and all the emails came up and there was all the unread emails and I looked through and Oscars. Okay, there you go. There it is.
There we go.
My junk mail.
So you can tell us how terrible the movies are.
I can. Right. I will. I'll let you know.
All right, guys, let's keep it moving here. Look, whether you're an industry professional or a Hollywood Freedom supporter, remember, go to our website, hollywoodforfreedom.com. and join the database there for free. Click on the links now to join us on Rumble and X and to follow us on Apple Podcasts. You can go over there. That's the new outlet there for us. But all right, we're going to get into the show here. And we want to jump into our news and notes with what we like to call the good, the bad, and the ugly of the industry. All right, the good, the bad, and the ugly of the industry, not necessarily in that order. I got the first one up here today. It's from the Daily's email here. Hey, write us a show. Maybe we'll pay you. That's the title of this article. That's the latest pitch writers are hearing across Hollywood as the industry's newest cost-cutting measure transforms how TV shows get developed. Here's how it works. Instead of paying writers to develop shows, studios are pushing if-come deals. Translation, if we can sell your show somewhere, then you'll get paid. Until then, crickets. Now, the Writers Guild isn't having it. They've got rules against free work, pretty clear ones, actually, but studios are getting creative with loopholes, calling fees producerial, I can't even say that word, or claiming revisions are just voluntary. So they're putting it under the producer category, I guess. WGA says studios must pay minimum rates for written work, no ifs, ends, or if comes about it. Still, enforcement remains tricky, especially as some established writers privately accept these deals while publicly opposing them. Wow. Okay, guys, here's the deal. Again, wow, isn't it great to be a part of Hollywood? They're just taking it, and just pulling the flesh. What is it? They're pulling the flesh out of us every second.
As much as they can.
As much as they can, but here's the thing. People are like, they're so desperate. They're doing it, right? I mean, hey, I've written tons of screenplays, not too many of them any good, but a couple good ones. To get to the good ones, it takes a long time. It takes a lot of, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of time, and to not get paid to do something like that. That's a lot of commitment to just maybe get paid, right? Right. So that's a tough deal for writers right now. But if they're going to be taking those deals because that's all that's out there, I feel like, what the heck, man? It's like that's a lost world over there, right? That we're free from at this point. Well, I am just. I don't really care what goes on in Hollywood anymore. We're making this new Hollywood work over here. And what are you guys' thoughts and takes on this?
Well, hopefully the new Hollywood is taking note of how not to treat people. This is pretty normal, actually. I mean, this is nothing new. It's been going on for a long time. Maybe some of the top tiers are experiencing some of the things that some of us on the lower tiers have been experiencing for a long time.
That's the difference. That's the key, right? Because it's the people that are established. Well, they're even making them now. They're like, because I get it. You're not established. You got to pitch a product. You got to write on spec and all that. That's fine. But now they're saying you have to write this before we even decide.
Well,
and these are established artists.
Yeah, look, and I'm not just talking about writers. I'm saying even just working in the industry. I mean, they're always cutting you down and cutting you away, and you know, you get notice on Thursday that tomorrow's your last day, and you know, yes, the show was going to have another 3 episodes, but we're now not going to do that. You know, so people have been treated like this for a long time. I've been to starting a show and go into the production meeting and got my list of things to do for the rest of the week, and then they tell me that I won't be paid for another week. So this sort of stuff happens all the time. It's sad. And, you know, what's even sadder is that, you know, this comes after strikes. This comes after fires. I mean, this is all, there's no grace. I mean, these guys are just always looking for ways to save a buck and to increase their bottom line. And it's disgraceful. It's disgraceful, and it just makes me think that people are just gonna increase the exodus out of Hollywood even more.
What do you think, Siaki? A take on it?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I actually think there's a little bit of this I'm going to deviate from you guys about. Unless the person's under contract, and I think then this will force people to be more business savvy in the industry. But unless you're under contract, like, why should anyone pay you just because you wrote something, unless they like it or not, you know? So unless they're under contract to say, hey, write us X amount of scripts or write this script, I don't believe people should get paid just because they're named and maybe write a script for a studio. Because I mean, to me, it kind of goes to the waste of Hollywood. Because you know, you've been producer for a while, Tim, and I've interned at production companies. And Tatum, I know you've read a bunch of scripts and actually been in studios. And I've seen so many scripts that were licensed and commissioned and all this stuff that just sit in the back room for an intern or two at the time just to read, that are, some of them are amazing and they'll never see the light of day. Yeah. And to me, I'm kind of like, you know, I feel like while it can suck, and I think it really hits the higher ups more than anything else, it can be something to redefine the business in a better way. Like you said, with all the fires, all the strikes, and the little grace they're showing, great. Hey, guy, move back to Kentucky and right there, and use your area, your connections over there to build up the Kentucky market or the New Mexico market or whatever it is. But I think, like, from a business standpoint, it can force the artist to have to be more savvy on their time management.
And skills. Look, they have to be, because people aren't going to there's no obligation to buy these things. Right. Yeah, so. That makes sense. And they got AI. And they got AI now too. Yeah.
To me, this feels like a little bit of an AI move. Like, sorry guys, we're just going to pay AI, and your script better be so good that we can go, yeah, it's better than what AI could. Like, I feel like AI has a really undergirding to with this new proposal.
And I think I'm looking at it from the point of like, hey, we want a show that's kind of about this, and we want it to be like this, and can you write this for us? And then if we like it, we'll give. That's kind of where I'm like, wait, you're going to tell me what you want, and then you want me to write it, and then if
that's right.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's what it is. And that's what it is.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Yeah. So it's kind of to your point, Tim, maybe it's ramping up more and more now than in the past, I think. I mean, especially established writers that are, kind of falling prey to this or whatever. But all right. Anyways, let's move on, because this is probably tie in right to our next topic here, the AI discussion. More AI. Tim, what do you got on this one? This is you, right?
Yeah, this is me. So this is the Copyright Office offers assurance on AI filmmaking tools. So the US Copyright Office declared Wednesday that the use of artificial intelligence tools to assist in the creative process does not undermine the copyright of a work. In a 41-page report, the Copyright Office also reiterated that human authorship is essential to copyright, and that merely entering text prompts into an AI system is not enough to claim authorship of the resulting output. Quote, the use of AI tools to assist rather than stand in for human creativity does not affect the availability of copyright protection for the output, the report states. Consistent with its earlier guidance, the office also held that a work is eligible for copyright protection if the author creatively selects and arranges AI-generated elements. The report marks a significant event in the 2-year debate over AI in the creative fields. When the Copyright Office asked for input on the issue in 2023, it received more than 10,000 comments, including many from artists and musicians who argued that AI steals their work and poses a grave threat to their livelihoods. 3 reports that the Copyright Office are doing, and they're really sort of just getting into gear with all of this. But I think their determination with this is actually pretty good, because there is a difference between, AI being used for post-production processes, say the de-aging of actors, removing unwanted objects from shots or rotoscoping, that sort of stuff. AI is very, and this is what Paul Ozimo was talking about a few weeks ago. This can be a very effective tool that can be very useful for him in production design, art direction, those sort of things. I've worked in post-production, so those sort of tools are fantastic, saving time for post-production. But they're also delineating that you can't just type in a few prompts and AI generates something and then now you own copyright to that. They're sort of making a distinction about that there needs to be human authorship, that it needs to show elements of originality. And they're sort of making it clear. They're sort of making the lines clear of what is eligible and what is not eligible for those copyright protections. So I think it sounded pretty fair, to be honest, their assessments.
Yeah, I like the assessment. I'll be curious to see, because I know, when our conversation we had a few weeks back about AI, there's going to be a generation growing up where they're going to lean on AI, much like people leaned on cell phones. Right. And, TikTok came along, and every new technology that came along, will it have to be, their definition, I think, is going to have to become more succinct as time goes on, because you understand if you just put a prompt that says a bear and a picnic and then a summer party, and then you go, I copyright this story, like, okay, but if you write like a bear named Steve goes to a party here and you broke everything down, but the AI just generated the images, is it still not your story because you didn't draw it? So there's going to be something that's coming away. I think they're ultimately going to have to, because it's going to explode. This new administration wants to put a lot of money behind AI. That's one of the biggest push to why we want to get Greenland and all that stuff. So it's going to be interesting seeing how it develops. I love that they are very they're staying close to the humanity side of this, because I think that is what can be lost as we lean too heavy on AI, is our humanity. Much like any other tech, we will start to lose who we are, like on a day-to-day basis. And I think that's really important what they did.
Well, I wasn't actually available for today's taping, so I'm actually coming to you. Silly AI.
And it was really easy. All I had to do is put in a few prompts, and there you are.
That's it.
It's amazing.
And you got Tatum perfect too. It's pretty good.
Well, I don't want to be doing a show on my birthday. This is
Oh, happy birthday,
sir!
If the schedule works out, this is my birthday as you're watching.
Okay.
This. Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Anyways, but yeah, you know what? Look, guys, it's Skynet. I'm sorry, Skynet's coming. It's Skynet. That's all I can think about. Terminator 2, Skynet. It's here. It's upon us. What are we gonna do when the computers take over?
get yourself a couple shotguns and a dog, because they're the only ones I can tell when they're fake. They're not a real human comes around.
Skynet, baby, Skynet. All right, let's move right into our next topic here, because the segue is so good. Are the Oscars going to be wicked this year, Siaka? Are the Oscars wicked? What's up?
Oh man, the Oscars are terrible. But anyway, from the Daily Caller. Academy announces Oscar nominations and woke takeover in full effect as we brace for another awful program. I love it. In 2025, Oscar nominees were announced Thursday, and a film about transgender identity was revealed to have the most nominations. The Spanish language and French made film. Oh, of course, they got to make it extra. Anyway, Emilia Perez has 13 Oscar nominations, including Best Picture, Best Actress, actor, I'm going to say, for transgender actor Carla Sofia Gascon. This marks a historic woke takeover moment, as Gascon becomes the first openly trans actor to ever be nominated for an Oscar award. It's official, folks. We're preparing for another awful awards show. It's sure to chew up 2+ hours of our lives that we'll never get back again. The wildfires continue to burn in California, forcing the cancellation of a number of previously scheduled entertainment events. Yet, for some reason, Hollywood insists on tormenting us with the Oscars. They'll be pushing through with the show as planned, and it seems they'll also be pushing a woke agenda in the process. The Mexican trans crime musical, oh God, is an interesting choice to lead the Oscar nominations, considering the current climate. Donald Trump wasted no time in taking swipes at the Mexican organized crime and transgender ideology when he reclaimed the presidency. This makes it easy to question the intentions of the Oscars as they make the bold step to promote Emilia Perez as the front runner of their awards show. The woke agenda seems to be prevalent in award show culture as a whole. In 2025, Gascon accepted the top prize of the night at the Golden Globes Award in January, when Emilia Perez won the award for Best Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy. Wicked trails behind Emilia Perez with just 10 nominations. Oh man. I don't even know where to start, but I'll start here. One, earlier answer, I'm not going to watch, but I do believe that what they're doing here is they can't get right. You know, Hollywood, this is the reason why, again, we're doing stuff like Hollywood for Freedom, this new podcast, starting a new ecosystem, is because they can't help themselves and they're going to double down. And right now, this is a prime example. I want everyone just to have a little understanding. Emilia Perez got the same amount of Oscars nomination that Return of the King did. I'm going to pause for dramatic effect. Return of the King, one of the best movies and best part of best trilogies that ever existed, got the same amount as this drug lord musical trans whatever. You know what? They can have it. It's good. I think the last time I actually sat through an Oscar show was 2002, when I didn't see it at the time, but they gave Halle Berry an Oscar for being a crackhead and Denzel for being a bad black dude. So, you know, I kind of moved on from the Oscars since then. It's gone, guys. I think it's just going to be a joke. I wait for them to get on stage and vent their disappointment with the fact that we're done listening to them and no one cares anymore. And the last point I make is that you know how bad it is that this is the last like kind of frontier they can go on, which is like the trans thing, because the black thing, the woman thing, the gay thing, all that stuff's done now. So this is the last frontier until they come up with a furry thing. But we'll see. Tatum, what do you got?
I got a question is what I have. So let me just get this straight. So there's a guy.
What a great start.
Playing a woman, or thinks he's a woman and is playing a character of a woman, and got nominated for a best female Oscar. Is this, am I hearing this correctly?
Yeah, there's a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
but she is in the female category of best actress.
Yes,
I think, right?
Yeah,
yes.
That's what it.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's oh my God, it's so mind numbing and ridiculous and like, so bad. I don't know. Okay, now that we got that clear, here's my take on it. I literally have not seen I've seen a half of one of the movie up for any of these nominations, whether it's actor or actress. Like, it's all just gobbledygook to me, and I haven't like literally seen half of one of the movie, like the Wicked thing we were talking about, because the music and, and then we had
the witches,
right? Which we should get into that a little bit, but because I was like, wait a minute, maybe I shouldn't have seen that half of that movie, let alone my other family members watching it.
Your child.
I'm like, what? I was like, wait a minute. Anyways, this is really bad. This is really not cool. This is really just holding on to this transgender thing. Like, I mean, I love it. Trump's like, it's male and female. Seriously.
Yeah.
Like when we fill out insurance applications, thank God it still just says male or female. It doesn't give us 17 other options. You know what I mean? When I'm helping families, it's like, anyways, I don't have much more than that. Tim, what do you please?
Tim's got a lot.
Tim, go.
Well, they're just, again, digging their own grave. It's very sad. And yeah, I mean, it's shocking that a movie like this that like I haven't seen, don't plan on seeing. I know that it hasn't even passed 5 million in the box office.
Shut up.
No, I mean, it is a Netflix movie, so that changes. Fair. I don't think it got I think it did get a theatrical release actually, but worldwide it hasn't passed 5 million. So, there are movies this year that have absolutely. I mean, that's not even close to anything. What about Gladiator? What about, I mean, I didn't like Deadpool Wolverine, but I mean, what about that? What about Fall Guy? What about Wicked? I mean, Wicked is in the things. Twisters, Reagan. I mean, there are a lot of, and they're just the ones I like. There are a lot.
Now we know why Reagan didn't get anything now, guys.
Right. But it's just a joke. I mean, the whole thing is just ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. And reading about this Gascon actor, she's in a bit of hot water at the moment, actually, today.
You mean he?
Sorry.
Gotcha. We got you. See, they get you. This is the whole thing. This is the whole thing.
I must admit, I'm not that smart. It's pretty confusing. You got to, like Tatum went, so hang on, let me just get it. You're a what? When?
How?
So she's, there's all these posts on X that she came out with years ago calling George Floyd a drug addict and a hustler. Calling Muslims retarded followers of Allah. It's hilarious.
Oh, let's go. Wow, let's go. This is okay. I may have to watch the Oscars now.
And then she says, one of the other posts she writes about, she's venting about Muslims because, Europe has been invaded. And so she writes, how many times will we have to expel these madmen from Europe? Sorry, he writes this, until we realize that their religion is incompatible with Western values. And I thought, isn't that interesting? She's like a transgender dude,
conservative
in a dress, is now touting Western values. It's like, well, wow. I mean, clearly her idea of what Western values are would be different to what we would consider the Western values could be. But she's under a lot of fire for making those comments. So people are even saying she should be taken off the nomination.
Ooh, wow. Don't you love it when woke hits crazy and they collide and then they have to make a decision?
Yeah.
This is so great because literally everything that this dude cosplaying as a woman said is a lot of what the Republican Party or Republicans or conservative feel about Islam, about what's going on in Europe, about all these things. And the fact that he's coming out so bold to be in a dress, this could be the best and the biggest troll Hollywood has ever experienced. And I would be here for it because now they have to, I love it. Listen, let's go. All right. Go Gascon.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So I don't even know when the Oscars are. When are the Oscars exactly that I'm not going to be watching? It doesn't matter because I'm not going to watch. So is it next week?
I think it's, I won't say because I get it wrong.
It doesn't even Yeah. Okay. Not on my calendar. Definitely not in my book anywhere on, things to do.
Oh man, it's not going to be on. It's not going to be on until March 2nd.
Yeah.
We still got a whole month of this craziness.
Well, if you want us to keep hearing us talk more and more about this craziness, these kind of topics and things like that, we need your support over here at Hollywood for Freedom, the new Hollywood show. We are looking for you guys to sponsor us, back us here. As they say, keep the lights on. If you want to keep hearing more and more of this content, we do need your help. We love that we have so many people in our database, supporters as well, filtered in there. But hey, if you can all donate, you can go to the website, HollywoodForFreedom.com, become a monthly partner of ours and give us $25 a month to help kind of keep things going, and $50 a month. Anything you guys can, you can help with, we would really appreciate it. Every little bit helps. The more that join in, even with those smaller amounts, then it allows us to do more and more of these shows, bring on more and more guests, and keep bringing this material to you. Hopefully every Monday. Anyways, that's HollywoodForFreedom.com. If you're not a member of the database, you can join over there as well. Become a partner with us. Hit that donate button, and we would sure appreciate that. Okay, guys, let's keep it moving right here. Yeah, you know what? Let's get into our blast from the past. This will be good, and I'm sure some of these other things might pop back up. But this is what we like to call our blast from the past movie of the week.
Good morning.
Morning.
Axel Foley. That's what it is.
You are Terminator, right?
Yes.
All right, our blast from the past movie of the week. Back when you could watch a movie and just enjoy it, and it was really, good writing, good acting, good story, and those are the days, right? This is a good one. The Untouchables, starring Kevin Costner, Robert De Niro, and Sean Connery.
Yeah.
Oh man, so good, guys. I love this movie. They bring a knife, you bring a gun, right? It's like Sean Connery. That's so good. That the longest death scene ever. Like he's crawling across, dragging the blood. So good. But yeah, The Untouchables. What do you guys think? When was the last time you saw this one? It's been a while for me.
Oof, man.
To be honest, Tatum, I seriously can't remember. I can't remember.
Don't tell me you don't remember seeing this movie.
I don't. I would have to. I'm sure it would. I would be reminded, but I can't even remember.
Tim, sometimes I feel like we do this blast from the past movie of the week just for your purposes.
For Tim,
yeah. You can go watch this, man, and just be like you've seen it for the first time, because it might be. It's such a good movie. You got to go check it out. So good.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Now I can't remember the last time I saw the whole movie straight through, but I know I've seen clips and bits and pieces throughout the last 5 to 10 years. My favorite scene would have to be him running in slow motion to catch that baby carriage.
Yes, the baby carriage. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
That was the best.
So good. Right.
It was awesome.
It
was so
he still
cool.
Makes the shot.
Yeah, he still makes the shot. It was so cool. So I mean, the one sad thing about that movie, because I was young. When did that come out? Like the early 90s, I want to say.
1987.
87. So when I saw it, and Elliot Ness and the FBI, they were like the cool guys, right? And then when I got older and realized he didn't even get Capone, I was like, wait, what? I was like, that movie lied to me. What's going on? Spoiler alert, by the way. Spoiler alert. He switched over to Tatum.
Well, no, they got him with tax evasion, right? They caught him on all this stuff he did, and the only thing they could get it with was tax evasion.
Tax evasion. Yeah.
Anyways, it's a great movie. Tim, you got to check it out. I mean, that's just for that. It's a kind of movie like if back in the day when you'd be scrolling through TV stations or whatever, and it would come on, it'd be like, oh, this scene, I got to watch this scene. It was like, it's that so many of those type of scenes in this movie that you just want to, you get stuck watching it. Right. But the baby carriage thing. Yeah. He saves the baby carriage, still makes the shot.
Points.
Yeah. So I think that was Andy Garcia. Wasn't it Andy Garcia?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So good.
He was the coolest guy in that movie. Oh, he was so cool.
Now here's something. What if they did the Untouchables today? They did the Untouchables today. You know what would happen? They'd have men in dresses, and men would not be women, and they would be women, and they would be men, and it would be a musical. It'd be horrible. Just they would ruin it, completely ruin it.
No one would see it.
And you make less than $5 million at the box office. There you go.
And like everyone that is like an Anglo-Saxon white guy would be either Asian, black, or just a woman. They're just switch it completely. You're like, oh, okay, well. Elliot Ness wasn't black. I could have sworn he wasn't black. He wasn't a black female. I know.
Well,
that.
Speaking of, black men, Will Smith is taking on, the Matrix now. Do you know that?
Really?
What?
Redoing the Matrix?
Apparently,
breaking news. Curveball.
Apparently,
curveball
right here on the new Hollywood
Tim's
show.
Curveball.
Apparently, he was offered it before, Keanu Reeves. And turned it down.
Yeah, I remember that.
But now, he's higher up the ladder than a white male, so he's got to, he can take the throne, I suppose.
Is this seriously going to happen?
Apparently.
Wow. There you go. When Will turned that down, he turned that down in one other movie for Wild Wild West.
Yeah, he did.
So if anyone here,
that was a bad call, wasn't it?
Yeah, and if you want to see how bad, go check out Wild Wild West for yourself.
Yeah, win them all. Hey, he was 3 or 4 years there killing it at the box office. Right?
Oh yeah,
every single movie it was just hitting. And then he's like, "What?"
The Summer of Will,
right? Yeah, and then he's like, "Well, I could do this one too." He's like, "Let me make this Wild Wild West," and it was a little bonkers. I don't really remember even seeing the whole thing, but maybe there was a reason to that. Anyways, exactly. Oh man. Well, listen. Yeah, that's good. Untouchables, Blast from the Past. Go check that out if you get a chance. You will thoroughly enjoy that. All right, guys, let's get some final thoughts and get out of here today. Okay, this has been a good one. Great to be back with you, Siaka. Thanks for being back again this week. So thankful for that. But let's go final thoughts. Who's got one? I know Tim's got one. And by the way, keep answering that poll. Are you going to watch the Oscars? Yes or no? Yes or no? Drop it in the chat, and we will see that, and then we'll know who's watching and who's not. Tim, what's your final thought?
Yeah, I just the Super Bowl is coming up, and final thought. Whilst we're seeing movies that we haven't even heard of winning Oscars, the good old Super Bowl is raking in the dough. $8 million Fox are getting for a 30-second commercial. So that's where the money is.
Wow.
Ooh, boy. All right.
That's crazy.
Yikes.
Crazy.
My final thought, I guess, would be you guys go out and watch some old movies, some great storytelling, because the stuff for the Oscars, don't waste your time.
Right.
Don't waste your time. Let us tell you how it is. No.
Right. All right. Very good. My final thought would be Alec Baldwin's got a new family show.
Yes.
My final thought would be don't watch it. It can't be worth it.
Well, that's what you get when you shoot someone in the face. You get your own TV series.
You get your own show. Yeah.
Crazy. It's even, I saw an article even where they mentioned something about, they made a comment about that. They trying to make him look better or something.
Of course they are.
It's so crazy, dude. Anyways, so final thoughts, good, the bad, and the ugly. The final thoughts right there, it feels like.
Right.
All right. Anyways, hey, if you do want to support us, again, go to the website, HollywoodForFreedom.com. Donate there. We would appreciate that. And hey, that is our show for today. Thank you for joining us. We are the new Hollywood for Free Thinkers, where being creative doesn't mean you need to sacrifice wholesome ideals, where freedom and family is a good thing, and where you can be a well-rounded and healthy creative working in the new Hollywood. Like I said, if you're not a member of the database, join us on HollywoodForFreedom.com. Join the database there. Our strength is in our numbers, so join the movement. Find us on Rumble and X. Follow us there. Tell your friends. Share the link. Thank you, Tim and Siaka, for being here today. Appreciate you guys. Always fun. Always a good time with you. New shows drop every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. Until next time, Galatians 5:13.